because it is probably the book that I am the most excited to have ever arrived at my house. The funny thing is, there was a bit of an error in this order. Hey guys, today is my birthday, and so I'm gonna go to my favorite used bookstore and see what there is. I thought I would take you along with me, and then I'm gonna come back and maybe either later today or tomorrow show you what I got and another book haul, because I got some other books from some other places. Alright, I made it back. Got a Starbucks white hot chocolate with almond milk, no whipped cream, because it's my birthday, so I get it for free. Surrounded by books. Got a lot of stuff today. Got some really good deals. Got some gifts I'm going to share. Also have a book outlet order that I'm going to share. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a gift from Amy, because I have no idea what's in that. She mailed me a package. Oh, there's an apology from Canada Post, because they must have ripped off the wrapping paper as they were shipping it. I've never seen this before. It was wrapped in a bag that actually said apology from Canada Post. Interesting. It looks like something got a little unwrapped. I should probably not show you my address. Let's see what this is. I mean, it's heavy. I'm assuming it's a book, hence why I'm opening it here, really. Oh, no way! That's so funny. I was looking for this book today. I was looking for it. I didn't find it. I'm trying to get it. There's also a card here that's taped to it. Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell. That's so funny too, because when we were looking at books, Holly was saying how she wanted to read North and South because I really enjoyed it. And so I was looking for this one because I've heard good things about Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell, but I haven't read it. Thank you, Amy. I will have already messaged you, but thank you again. This, oh, isn't as many pages as it looks. It's only 650-ish, but it looks like it could be about 1,000 pages. So I'm looking forward to reading this for sure. And there's a card in here at least, maybe a bit of a letter. Amy and I are a bit of pen pals, maybe unintentionally. I don't know. She sent me something and I just sent her something back, and it keeps going. Where should we start? Let's start with another gift that I got. I got a cute little floral card from my friend Kim, and she got me 2 books. Which one should I show you first? First, let's show you the Anne of Green Gables in this really cool edition that is from, what year? Reprinted March 1954. That is a really cool vintage looking copy. It's going to go with all my other editions of Anne of Green Gables that I own. And then she also found an Ellen Montgomery book that I haven't been able to get my hands on yet, A Tangled Web. And if you read the back of this, like the synopsis, it's, I don't know if it sounds funny or cringy or what, but it sounds something. So I'm not going to read all of it here, but it says, over the years, no fewer than 60 Darks and 60 Penhallows have married one another, but not without their share of fighting and feuding. Sounds very like Romeo and Juliet-esque. Now Aunt Becky, the eccentric old matriarch of the extended clan, has bequeathed her most prized heirloom, a legendary brown jug. But not until 1 year hence will the legacy of the jug finally be settled. And there's more to the story, but I'm excited to add to my Ellen Montgomery collection. Okay, where else to go? The other day I went thrifting and I just was actually looking for something else. I was looking for clothes for the kids. But I came across Christie by Catherine Marshall, and this is a book that I've had my eye out for a long time. I don't really know well, I shouldn't say I don't know a whole lot about it. I watched the movie or shows or whatever it was when I was younger, so I know the idea that it's like this woman who's a teacher kind of out in the middle of nowhere. The Smoky Mountains, apparently. But I don't remember much. But I did enjoy the TV show, and now I own the book. Let's go on to my book outlet order, because I've had this for a little while already, and I want to share it. The funny thing is, there was a bit of an error in this order. First of all, they were missing a book, and then they sent me 2 books I didn't order. Kittens, and The Kicks, Shaking It Up. So I'm gonna put these in my little free library. Funny, but definitely not what I ordered. Actually, when I opened it originally, we didn't have our foster kids yet, but they do like cats, so maybe they will read this one. The books that I actually ordered were The Pilgrim's Progress in this illustrated Christian, well, it just says an illustrated Christian classic. I don't know, this edition, it's kind of illustrated. It just really has like little details throughout. So I didn't own an edition of The Pilgrim's Progress, which I actually bought another one today, but it's very different. Then I've got Queen Victoria, 24 Days That Changed Her Life by Lucy Worsley. So she wrote like a biography, I think, about Agatha Christie that I want to read, and hence why I know her name. But then I saw this on Book Outlet, so I thought I would snag this one. And I wanted to get another one of hers, but that's the book that didn't actually arrive. So they sent me another package. So I haven't opened it yet. Hopefully this is the right book. Yes, another one of hers, Jane Austen at Home. So this is a biography about Jane Austen, and this is obviously not a biography because it's just about 24 days about Queen Victoria's life. I don't really even know. But I'm excited about both of these, and then hopefully her writing is good, and then I can eventually buy the Agatha Christie one. 3 more books. One here is Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. I hauled book 2 a while ago. We read these as a family, listened to them on audio, and everybody loved them. This one especially is just so funny, but so serious and heavy. Definitely recommend it. We loved it, so glad to have a physical copy of this. I think my parents are here. I'm gonna pause this and finish it when they're gone. Oh yeah, you can see all the books that I have stacked everywhere for all the videos that I'm doing or going to be doing, trying to get rid of some books off of my TBR, which is funny to say as I'm hauling some books, but hopefully getting rid of ones I'm not interested in and adding in ones that I am interested in. Okay, this next one is teeny tiny. It's Flower Fairies of the Autumn. Now I do own the not sure if you can hear kid noises coming through. I do own like the complete collection of the Flower Fairies, but I love these little stories, or they're little poems. So it's kind of hard to open. I don't want to break the binding. Little poems about different flowers and trees and to go with the different seasons. So when I saw this on Book Outlet, I had to grab it. And the last one that I got from Book Outlet is Mrs. Polifax on Safari. So I think this is number 5 or 6. I own 5 or 6, and this is the other one. This is just the only one that they had in, so I grabbed it. Definitely not as nice of a cover as the first one that I purchased. These ones have some interesting covers, as you will see more of shortly. Okay, so my plan had been to go to this store called Westgate Books. It's a used bookstore that I've gone to a few times, have shared hauls, taken you guys there before. We did go there. But then we went somewhere else after too. So I'll show you what I got there first. Mostly kind of like classics. So why don't we start with these 2? I got the Amazing Mrs. Polifax. I think this one is book 2. So this is the next one that I'm on to. And I describe these as like a cozy espionage series. It's like if Miss Marple was a spy and a little bit more active. That's what this would be. So I got this, and then I also found a poem for Mrs. Polifax, and I think this one is number 4. So now I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And this is a different edition. Wow, I'm just taking a look at this cover now? What's going on here? Okay, well, anyway, it's a fun series. don't judge it by the covers. Like, they're not great. And I found an Agatha Christie I don't own. This one's Remembered Death, also known as Sparkling Cyanide. And still collecting the ones that I don't have. The number that I don't have is getting smaller and smaller. So there's that one. Another interesting vintage cover. And this was fun. I've never actually been to the poetry section of this store. Despite the number of times that I've been there, I didn't really realize there was a separate poetry section. And I probably didn't buy the kind of poetry you'd think I would buy, but I got Selected Cautionary Verses by Hilaire Belloc. We have read some of these in our homeschool, and they are hilarious. Even if you, well, the lady that was checking me out too, she was like, have you read Matilda? The poem Matilda? And she said it's the best. It's Matilda, who told lies and was burned to death. We have read Jim, who ran away from his nurse and was eaten by a lion, and Rebecca, who slammed doors for fun and perished miserably. And we've had a ton of fun laughing at these. So there are some other ones that I will read, and I'm going to read these to the kids and read them to myself and just enjoy it. And I love this vintage cover as well. I'm excited about this one. And I found I'm assuming like a memoir. This is Daphne du Maurier, Myself When Young, The Shaping of a Writer. And this has to do with her first 22 years of her childhood, her London childhood. I'm intrigued. There was a number of Daphne du Maurier books at the bookstore, but I didn't buy any of them. I still have one unread of hers on my shelf that maybe I should read first, and then I'll continue purchasing more. Or maybe I'll just purchase more. None of the covers, well, there was one that was quite vintage, but then I read the back, and it was like about this guy who could never find a woman he loved as much as he loved his mother. It sounded kind of creepy. I didn't know if I wanted to pick that one up. Okay, then the Saskatoon Symphony and Orchestra has this sale once or more times a year. I don't know. I have only ever heard about it after it's over. Holly knew it was happening, so we went and we bought things. First of all, I bought this Reader's Digest North American Wildlife Illustrated Guide to 2,000 Plants and Animals. This was $2. And I do like the illustrations, and it seems very fitting since it's North American wildlife and plants and animals. Very random, but I bought that. Then I found John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress in this really cool Penguin English Library edition. And like the side is so faded, it almost looks pink. So I have this now in 2 copies. A month ago I had 0, now I have 2. A book I've been looking for quite some time is the second book in the Rule of 3. This is A Fight for Power. So this is a dystopian, YA dystopian series. And I read book 2 sometime last year, I think. Enjoyed it. And then I only ever saw book 1 over again. Did I say I read book 2? I read book 1. I don't know what I said. I'm ready for book 2. So I'm gonna read this one soon. Oh yeah, then I found a whole bunch of poetry books by Ogden Nash. First of all, I got The Old Dog Barks Backwards. Do these have pictures in them too? They do. We've read some Ogden Nash in collected poetry books, but I don't know a whole lot about him. But this one was $2 for a soft cover. And then I got 4 hardcovers that were $1 each. So this one is Verses, and this one does not have illustrations. I got Many Long Years Ago. So his poetry is supposed to be like light, and I think a lot of it's for kids. It's supposed to be on the lighter side. Not sure if it's all for kids. The Private Dining Room and Other Verses. And you can't get there from here. So those 4 books were $4 total. Because they're definitely not all for kids. Because, well, this one is from one of the poems from Many Long Years Ago is Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. So probably not for kids. Not all of them. Okay, 2 more. One is Thomas Hardy's Selected Poems. There was a couple different Hardy poetry books, and I don't know if I made the right choice. This one was skinnier and $1. There was fatter ones for $1. But I really liked this cover, so I went with this one. I do like some of Hardy's poetry. I know that much for sure. Don't even know if the poem that I like is in here. Maybe should have gone with a different one. But I bought this one anyway. And then I do own this book. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do own it in a different edition, but I got David Copperfield by Charles Dickens because, first of all, I loved the cover. It looks really cool. And also it just feels like it's going to be really fun and easy to read from. And when you're reading a thick classic and it's a Dickens book, you want to make things as easy as possible. I think the one that I already own is going to be hard to open, and that will slow me down. So this is going to make it easier. And there you have it. That is my birthday book haul. Plus I just got some money from my parents and my brother that I will go probably spend on more books. So more birthday book hauls to come. Actually, this is all a lie. It's not a lie. I have one book coming tomorrow that should be arriving in the mail tomorrow that I'm going to tack onto this because it is probably the book that I am the most excited to have ever arrived at my house. So stay tuned. This won't take long for you. It's going to be longer for me. Actually, before we get to that, I need to pick a winner because I posted on my community tab that it was my birthday, and I was going to pick a randomly pick a winner to win a $25 gift card to a bookstore of their choice, as long as I can purchase a gift card for there. So it looks like there's 136 comments. I'm going to pull up a random number generator. 1 through 30, 136. Generate. Oh, please be a short number. 29 is the number. Proof. Oh, come on. Focus. See? 29. So if I go into my comments right now as is, 1, 2, 3, 4. 29. Ooh, Rosie. It's always fun when you like recognize. I'm taking a screenshot here, going to be putting it up. It's fun when you recognize the people that win. I follow Rosie. One of her favorite books is Resistance by J.L. Knight. I asked people to leave a comment sharing one of their favorite books. So, Rosie, you won. Email me. My email address is below. Email me and we will set you up with a gift card. And now I will be back tomorrow to share the book that is the most exciting to enter my house. Alright, the book that I was waiting for arrived, and it is this one. It is called Lone Wolf, and it was written by my 12-year-old daughter. I helped her kind of proofread it. She wrote this book and sent it to me, and then I decided, you know what, this is really good, and we got it printed. So I think by the time this video goes live, it will be available on Amazon to read. So it's one of those books though, it's really short, and it's one of those books where I don't know how much to say because it's short, but also it's one of those where you're kind of figuring out what's going on as you go along. But I have to say, besides the fact that this was written by my daughter, so like I'm obviously biased, I think she's got some real talent here. We follow a character who is, his name is Hugo, and we find out right at the beginning that he is going to live with this family, and things kind of unfold as we go. So maybe I will read you chapter 1 because this maybe will give you an idea of her writing style, which I'm very impressed with. Like I said, and not just trying to be biased. So this is written as though this is Hugo's diary. So there are a few things that are crossed out, and then there's like some footnotes and stuff, but let's do this. Chapter 1, she has a bold section that is a fact. So it says, the den is simply a cave or hole and can be dug under a boulder, among tree roots, between rocks, or in the ground. Dens are often reused by generations of wolves. Sometimes wolf families look for new dens every year. There are many perfectly adequate ways to start a book, almost all of which have been done before. 1. Some start with Once Upon a Time. It's been my experience that these usually turn out to be fairy tales, or the like. 2. Some start with a death-defying scene that turns out to be the prologue, and the actual book starts with the main character waking up and making his or herself an omelet. 3. Some start by telling you so much about the characters and setting that by the time you've started the actual book, you've forgotten all the information it just spent 40 pages telling you about. 4. Some start at the beginning. Mrs. Washington says that every new home is crossed off. House is a new beginning. But then, how many beginnings can one person have? There's a footnote. It says 8. Then again, Mrs. Washington uses a fork to eat her pizza, so she can't be trusted. This home crossed out house, is class 3, footnote number 2. A 2-story house, not too big, not too small, except for the people inside. So that's chapter 1. I'm impressed with her. If anyone's curious, you can buy it off of Amazon. As of right now, it's on there, but we don't have a description, so I need to work with her to put up a description. But I'm so excited about this because she's had a gift for writing for quite some time, and the fact that she put the cover together and spent the time to write this, and this is like one of a new, like, I was gonna say a numerous, this doesn't make any sense. She's a better writer than I am a talker. One of numerous stories that she's written, and I think now she's maybe on the path to like actually completing and trying to publish more of them. So I will throw a disclaimer out there, like, I was her proofreader. I'm not a very good editor. That is not my forte. There's probably still spelling mistakes and stuff. She's 12. I'm an amateur. Keep that in mind. But if you like middle grade stories, especially ones that are a bit hard-hitting, like, I almost cried the first time I read this book. I would love for you to check it out. I'll leave it linked below. So that is the end of my book haul, ending off on a bang. And the end of, officially end of my birthday haul. Thank you so much everyone for being here.